you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make 'em all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make 'em all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name.
Triathlon Endurance Radio, fueled by Nuzest, powered by Recovery Systems, and guided by Eazycoaching, the software coaching platform for coaches.
Alright, welcome back everyone, episode 7, and today we got another special guest on board, Hardi
Mohamad in the house. Real
welcome.
Thank you for
Welcome to Hardi, especially being a Triage alumni, and a very, very interesting guy. Was a chosen one in the government as working his way on a very nice career in the government, and then you did a 180-degree turn, and,
yes.
and you went out to follow your passion.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that, and also tell us the vision for that. What did you have in mind? What drove it?
Right. Okay, I was in the government industry for about 10 years, and well, then I decided to cut it off to follow something I like to do.
Yep, your
My
passion, right?
Yes, and well, it pays off now, and I enjoy it every minute.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what was the vision? What did you envision? What was your dream when you decided to do that? Because these things normally start as a seed kind of thing in your mind,
Yes.
a small germ of an idea, and then it grows. So what did the vision look like in your head?
Okay, when we started for InForma, right? When we started, we started as calisthenic group, a very small group.
Yep.
So,
Calisthenics meaning ropes, battle ropes.
Barbells, and
Right.
gym equipment.
Yes.
Mostly fitness fanatic.
Yeah.
But then slowly I moved on to now I'm doing stand-up paddle.
Right.
Yeah. So being a knob, I'm a newbie. When I first started, it was very, very slow. The market is very slow. Quite dangerous for me to take the risk. It's a risk that I have to take a lot. But now, in time to come, like about 6 months, the market grows.
Yeah.
And now more and more people are coming in to see,
When you say dangerous, do you mean because of all the sharks out there?
No.
I
mean,
business risk.
The business risk.
Yes.
Risk.
Yeah.
Because you are uncertain whether it will move or you will just succeed.
Right.
So, but I persevere, and I believe that my vision that it will happen.
Right.
So that's why I'm taking the risk to just go forward.
Yeah, good. So let's put a bit of a plug in. InForma, where do we find you?
You can find us in Facebook also.
Facebook,
yeah,
InForma?
we are very active in Facebook and Instagram.
Now it's InForma 360, isn't it?
Yes.
On Facebook.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's InForma 360.
Yep.
Okay, the reason why it's 360 is because we are generally all fitness. We wanted to do all fitness.
Right.
Yeah, not just one focus, but more.
Okay.
Right? That's why we have this battle rope, we have calisthenics, we have stand-up paddle now.
Yep.
So in time to come, hopefully there's more.
Indeed.
Very
Well,
cool.
there's strength work and endurance, which really ties in with what we're promoting and
Yes.
what Triage Endurance Radio is about, of bringing the whole endurance community together.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be fun, just tossing an idea out there, wouldn't it be fun to have a race where we're bringing our triathletes along to do a swim first, then a stand-up paddleboard, and then a run after?
That's my dream actually, and another mission that which I wanted to share with most of us.
Yeah.
You guys very soon.
Well, about 18 months ago, we did something of that nature at it used to be called Mana Mana, with a bunch of the paddlers there.
Yes.
We had this we had this race concept, but it because Mana Mana wound down at the time it's about to wound up. We see that as being quite a good bit of cross training for folks from different sports,
Yes.
where maybe some of the paddlers aren't so good at swimming. And some of our guys will definitely not be that good at stand-up paddleboarding, and it's bringing some stimulus to the whole training program for a lot of our guys. So I think that one's got legs, and
Definitely.
yeah, we don't have to close roads for it.
Yes, that's better.
Because effectively, the stand-up paddleboard leg is the bike leg, so to
Yeah,
speak,
yeah,
of a triathlon. So that's sounding like it's got some.
That concept actually took off really big time in New Zealand, maybe about 7 or 8 years ago. We were always just doing aquathon, triathlon, duathlon in the winter,
Yeah.
and then a whole series came about, which was at Takapuna Beach, and it's become hugely popular and
Yeah.
really driven the whole stand-up paddleboarding in back home. So
Yeah,
definitely.
very nice. Because we've got good conditions here in Singapore with, 100% coastline,
Yes.
and depending on the wind and the conditions.
The weather.
Exactly. So that's all good, and that's one of our visions, is to bring folks together like that, and for cross training, to help your business, help our business, bring other businesses together who have a similar dream and ambition of empowering people through sport for a better life, life and well-being, healthy lifestyle, all the rest, everything else that goes with that. So that's cool. So you mentioned that as far as your business is tracking, it's really probably exceeded your expectations to date,
Yes.
which is
thankfully.
good.
Thankfully, yes.
Yes,
Yeah, but
indeed.
it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, definitely.
When I first started, it's a lot of hard work, but now I see there's a lot of. We pair up with a few triathletes now.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
pair up with a few Spartan guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the gym membership, the gym fitness centers. So they start to see the benefit of stand-up paddle,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
most of them are trying to do CrossFit.
Exactly,
CrossFit,
yeah.
and intercross their training.
Yeah.
So they bring in stand-up paddle as part of your training routine.
Yeah.
Actually, I definitely think for CrossFit, it is a sport that I see CrossFit perhaps bringing in the future.
Yeah.
I know they like to put challenges on the guys in the early days of CrossFit. They did a triathlon.
Yes.
Yes.
So stand-up paddleboarding, having done it, I couldn't stay up on the board. Michael's much better than me, but generally, how long do you find that it takes for a person to get their water legs and make sure that there's stability on a board?
Okay, usually we will start with the basic first now. But for a session, with proper guidance, will be if they are able to stand.
Right.
Get it
Yeah,
done.
to get
Yeah.
it done. Yeah.
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 Then slowly you progress to more speed and the techniques and stuff. Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. You've got some fairly nice boards for starters too, I think.
Yes,
They're a
yes.
little wider, if I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
mistaken.
We
A
have
little
even
more
range.
stable.
Yeah, we have bigger range.
Yep.
A lot of range from beginner to the professional. Yeah, for
Yeah.
racing.
Right,
So,
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Plenty of them.
Well, we got into stand-up paddleboarding out of a need to provide sea safety for our swimmers.
Yes.
Right.
yes,
And our choice really was the traditional kayaks or something like a stand-up paddleboard, and we chose the stand-up paddleboard just from our point of view for a couple of reasons. One, they're once you get the hang of them, they're a little easier to handle. Secondly, you're nearly 2 meters above the water,
Yeah.
so your visibility, your range
Easy.
of visibility is better than
Yeah.
if you're down
Yeah.
just above water level on a canoe. And you can move it around 10 kilometres an hour if you really, maybe you're a lot faster than that, most probably. But you can move quite quickly,
Yes.
and when you are taking if there is a need to take a swimmer into safety, they've got something very stable to hang on to,
Correct. Yes.
and even it can act as a resuscitation point because it's flat
Yes.
and it won't tip. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why we chose them, and we've really enjoyed the two boards that we've got as well.
Cool.
Looking forward to just a shout out to East Coast Water Sports. I think they're going to they'll be opening again soon.
Yes.
They're waiting
Yeah,
for
September.
InParks
Yeah.
approval,
Yeah.
and but I think they've been ready for quite a while.
Yeah.
So have we. We're ready to move our gear back there and also resume our open water swimming and explore explore things like multi-sport races with your good self.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, waiting.
All right, so we tell us a little bit about the dry land stuff that you're doing. I've seen a lot of videos. Your videos are great, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
And we really,
I got a lot of FOMO because I want a drone,
yeah.
and you have such awesome drone footage. So, do you have a
That's the advantage.
YouTube clip for your footage, or where do you put it?
We have my own YouTube
Right.
under my name, under Hardi Mohamad.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of them.
And there's
The
a lot
link
of-
will be in the description,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the link in so you can check it out.
Yeah, we you inspired us around the drone, so
Oh, cool.
thanks for
Yeah.
that. Not that we want to copy, but we think,
I want to
it's all
copy
good.
it.
But it's good, huh? It's an advantage, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's certainly helpful. So tell us a little bit more about the dry land. So I've seen battle ropes.
Battle rope.
Yep. Tell us a little bit about what else goes on, and also how you profile a person when they come to you for training, because we're all built differently. We're all
Yes,
different
correct.
phases. So give us a bit of a heads up
Okay,
on how you go
Usually
about
what I
that.
profile, usually according to their needs. I have a bunch of trainers with me
Mhm.
who has they are certified trainers. So what we do is we go according to their strength.
Yep.
See what they want, what their goal is.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that we will plan. Then we go accordingly to their needs.
Right.
Yeah. So we shall include the battle rope, sandbags and stuff. So more and more land training will be coming in.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. More
Where
equipment.
are
Yeah.
you land training?
Mostly in Park Langley, East Coast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Park
Yep.
Langley. So that's the for now is our area. I mean,
That's up by Bougainvillea up
the
there.
Beacon Lighthouse.
Right.
Yeah, that's where we train for now.
Yeah.
So hopefully my wish is to join forces with other vendors. So next time we'll collaborate. And
Yes, yeah.
Maybe in time to come, more and more people will enjoy stand-up paddling and fitness together.
Yeah.
And we're all about collaboration. I mean, we have our collaboration with Fabian Williams, and
Yeah.
we want to bring more to our squad.
Okay.
And this is something we don't do. I found an old footage, by the way, of our Fort Road days where we
Yes.
did do some of this land-based training, but
Yeah.
we don't offer this anymore. So I see potential in collaborations and across lots of different things in
Yeah.
Singapore, and
Yeah.
so there's something to explore in the
Yeah,
future.
definitely. And look at with our athletes when they're going through big strength endurance block, we encourage them to do strength training, and so we'd that's definitely got potential for us to look at working together. We're at the sharp end of the race season, mid point of the year now, so it's that phase is not quite appropriate, but
Maybe a December phase.
Yeah.
yes,
December, January, when everyone's kicking back in, is a great time to put down some strength work.
yeah,
And the benefit, everyone, if you're listening, the benefit of strength work is when you're doing your big mileage, like your strength phase and your speed phase, your strength work that you lay down in your off season is what holds your body together.
Mm.
And if you miss it out, you'll break down. And when you break down, it's 2 weeks off, and that's 2 weeks of not getting great training in. So this is why it has to be a blend. And this is the hardest thing about Singapore, which we have racing all year round.
yeah.
Not like home, which is definite seasons.
We have seasons.
So this is really important, something not to pass over.
Yeah, definitely.
So another thing a lot of people are scared of is a lot of people can't swim so well, and stand-up paddleboarding is typically done in the ocean. But I've seen some interesting stuff you guys are doing. You have these in the pool.
Yes, we collaborate with Active Entry now.
Okay,
So
cool.
that those totally new to stand up paddle or just want to learn stand up paddle and no confidence in ocean, so we can try out in the pool.
Yeah,
So to gain the confidence first,
yeah.
that's what we encourage. Then slowly we'll bring them into ocean.
So even if you can't swim at all, you'd wear a life
We have
jacket in the pool.
We'll make sure everybody's safe with the life jacket
Right.
and the leash. So
Yeah.
we make sure everything must be ready and safe.
So this is fantastic. When
Yeah.
you want to start something, you don't have to fear the open
Yes.
water, and you go and do your sessions in the pool.
Correct.
And
Yeah. So
awesome.
we wanted to encourage people to face the fear,
Yeah,
which currently now, I mean, most of the youth are afraid of water. So we
Right.
wanted to open the doors for them.
It's ironic, isn't it, with Singapore having
Yes.
more swimming pools per capita, than anywhere in the world.
Really? Wow.
It's ironic. We would, in New Zealand, home country for Scott and I, we would love to have this many swimming pools, even out the window here, having a 50-metre pool. But that's not the reality. So it's kind of an irony.
Yeah, but I don't blame them because I think because of their work-life balance, they are quite busy and the safety.
Right.
The issue, because as a parent, I might be worried for my kids, so I'd rather stay safe. But slowly we are trying to break their, to pull them in.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it takes a while.
Right.
But now
Yep.
they are seeing the picture.
Well, probably 50 to 60% of the folks that come to us for training at Tri-Edge have a swimming need. They come to us.
Before.
Initially they're fine with their biking, their running's progressing okay, but it's really the pain point is their swimming,
Yes.
and that leads to us having a holistic approach about.
But it's
training
a
them as well.
fair pain point on the weekend at the Ironman Cebu. There was a couple of tragedies on the weekend, and our condolences go out to those people that have been affected by that. But it goes to show that you do have to do the work in the water, and that's really important.
Yeah.
So it is a justified concern because you're not going to drown when you are stuck on your bike.
No.
But,
That's right.
You can get hit by cars though, which is another concern altogether.
Yeah, a lot of folks, I know some of the guys I coach who are very proficient bike riders and runners. The elephant in the room for them is their swimming, and
Right.
the reality is their cardiovascular system is going to be hugely trained by doing something hypoxic in nature as like swimming. So it's really going to help the other aspects of the sport as well.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Definitely. And so you take away all of that risk altogether. In fact, when you look at triathlon, stand-up paddleboarding is almost an easier sport to start off with.
Yes.
Is lower, well, compared to running. I guess the only barrier to entry is having a board, but do you do board rentals?
Yeah, we do board rentals.
Okay.
We do teaching and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, so you've really taken away the barrier to entry completely.
Yeah. We need to spread the love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. All right.
So we have more boards to choose. We have a lot of variety boards, from hard boards to inflatable boards.
Yeah, so a bit of a plug out there for the Red Paddle
Red
company.
Paddle and Hardi.
Yeah.
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 Very good. So what's your connection with Red Paddle? And let's do a little bit of a plug for them now.
Alright, they are my partners.
Yeah.
Red Paddle are my partners, and Hardi also. When I first started is with Red Paddle.
Yeah.
Partner with them, they're inflatable. So I decided to expand. Most of them now into racing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they need a hard board. So
Yes.
And so I'm partnering with Hardi now to get a race board.
Right.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's one more powerful board.
And the land paddles as well.
Yes, the land paddle as well. So that's also part of our land training for
Yes.
Cool.
stand-up paddle.
Yep.
So they will be included very soon.
All right. So I
That's
got
cool.
my land paddle off you about a year ago.
Okay.
I must say that even as an fairly experienced paddler, I would say beyond novice, but not super experienced. I had three very exciting first three times I used it. I came off. It was a little bit different, but what a great workout though.
So for you guys who I've just clicked now, this is like a skateboard,
A longboard.
a
Yeah,
longboard
longboard. It's a
skateboard
longboard, yeah.
with a pedal.
Yes.
Well,
with a
yep.
paddle.
So this is I had this idea in my head that it was kind of like one of those bull riding
Right.
machines,
No.
and this was like a stand-up paddleboard in a fixed spot.
Yep.
But then I recalled you showed up to a training session, so
Yeah.
now the pennies dropped. So this
Yeah.
is hardcore, but it's great cross training for if you're a stand-up paddleboarder, simulating that
Right.
on the road.
Yeah,
Then
the dry land and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Awesome.
So the thing I'd say for triathletes is that, and this has a bamboo pole,
Bamboo
or,
pole,
or
yeah.
different types
Or a
of
carbon pole,
about two
yeah.
about 2 meters long for me is about the right one. And what I found was it's obviously very good core training, because when you plant the rubber stopper on the end of the paddle into the surface, and we're talking concrete or asphalt, you really have to load through your core in order to drive yourself forward. And so I've actually loaned mine for a period of time to Fabian,
Ah.
because he
okay.
wants
Cool.
he wants to use it for his kids.
Right.
for that very reason, for
Right.
for core. I think it really helps with bike stability as well, because your balance on the longboard,
Yes.
on the landboard is changing as you change from one
Right.
side and then load up
Yeah.
on the other
That's
side.
the benefit of stand-up paddle and land paddle.
Yeah.
Because you interchange your hand.
Right.
So your weakness point can be you're able to train your weakness point.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's quite a parallel to swimming in my view as
Yes.
well, because
Yes.
if you try to drive with your arms only, they're going to wear out
Yes.
before you know it.
Mm.
But if you're loading through the big muscles and the lats, and so on, and then through the core,
Yes.
then you're offloading the small muscles and loading the big muscles. So
Definitely.
there's a real
Right.
parallel there to swimming properly.
Yeah.
So
It's a more similar technique where if you're doing long distance, so we try to reserve as much as possible.
Yes.
So we use the major muscle to
Yeah.
just engage. We engage
Exactly.
more with that.
I also found it reminded me a bit of snow skiing. There's a period of time where your legs,
Yes.
after a while, get so loaded
Mm.
because it's an isometric contraction,
Yeah.
holding your balance and then stabilizing
Yeah.
through the stroke of the paddle. That there's a lot of leg work going on,
Yes.
and my lesson from my skiing days is when you start to almost get to the point where you're falling off, it's time to stop.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are going to do what I did and fall off the back of the board and do all those
Right.
sorts of things.
It's a risk,
Yes.
but they're gonna be fun.
Yeah, no, of course. Well, that's all part of
Yeah,
learning new
yeah,
things, and
yeah.
And it's a perfect sport in Singapore. You fall in the water here. It's a hot day. You want to fall in, to be honest.
Yeah. You
I mean,
prefer to fall in
yeah.
water.
So I spend most of my time in the water, and I was quite happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Hardi, any races planned, or what's on the calendar for you as far as you're doing your core business, what alliances and partnerships, races, anything on the calendar or in draft mode that you'd like to tell us about?
Okay, for now, we are just focusing on local race for now, a small one first. But I'm planning for a big one in time.
Right.
I'm getting myself ready and my partner, my team ready to hopefully overseas.
Awesome.
Australia, Hong Kong.
Very
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you personally going and racing?
I have to be.
Okay.
I have to be the
Got it.
example of
Right,
that.
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So
I reckon there's a good relay format here.
Yeah.
Where let's say you've got 15 boards.
Mm.
You can't have 45 people on 15
Yeah,
boards.
no.
So how about you have a sequence where it's either swim, sup, run.
Mm.
So some people are starting off swimming, some are starting off supping, some are doing their run first, and everyone's
Just
rotating through. So that way it becomes mass participation without
That'd be
having to
great.
have 45
Yeah.
boards.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm always
That-
open to that.
you could also do like Faye Richwhite was very, very popular in New Zealand as a corporate team challenge. And you could have a team of 3, but each person has to go and do the whole thing.
Yes.
So you could do a swim, paddle, and run,
Yep.
but each person has to do it. So if you had 15 boards, that's 45 people across the day of the race,
Yeah.
and 3 teams of 15, which is quite a decent sized event.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are all options. I think
Right.
this space is so brand new. I feel like it's like the triathlon days in the 80s when
Yep.
when nothing has really been explored, and I think there's so much that can be done with
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And what we've seen with multi-sport, it's morphing.
Yes.
You know, you've
Right.
seen Spartan, Viper, the Tough Mother, the Norseman, all sorts of different
Yes.
formats of racing, and even you mentioned CrossFit. The
CrossFit.
recent CrossFit Games, the athletes when they turned up, they did not know
Mm.
what to expect.
No.
So some of them had to. There was one segment that was cyclocross,
Right.
Oh yes.
where so that was out of the blue, and what it really calls on is all round, best all rounder, all round skills,
Right.
and what you're doing is really part and parcel of that, which is
And I would love to see those CrossFit guys out on a stand-up paddleboard, because it doesn't matter how strong you are.
Yeah,
That's
A
right.
lot of it is about it's about balance. And
Yeah.
when the board gets moving, it's kind of like surfing in that it's a different kind of balance to a Bosa board.
It depends
So,
on the weather also and
yeah.
the condition of the field.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So you won't be lucky, because the good thing about stand-up paddle, you won't know, you're surprised by the condition.
Right.
When
Yeah.
you're there, it's rough.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
you know, you have to challenge that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
So paddling off the east coast, do you seen any fish?
No.
Seen,
So far, no.
have you seen any flying fish?
Once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while. I've seen some
yeah,
pop
yeah,
up, some
yeah,
flying
pop
fish.
up once in a while.
The-
That's cool.
The occasional otter. I was out riding this morning. I saw a family of otters at
Yes, that's what
around about Gardens on the Bay. They were fossicking around in the bushes. I don't know what they were looking for.
I was paddling earlier. They are swimming beside me when I'm paddling.
Yeah, very
so
nice.
I was like, oh, I think
Yeah.
they're joining me soon.
Yeah.
yeah.
And also reading the tide and the weather conditions here is important
That's
too,
very
isn't
important.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so one eye on the weather, because getting caught in the rain is one thing,
Yeah.
but thunder and lightning is
Right.
not much fun.
That's the risk about my business.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all weather dependent.
Yes.
So when it rains, then okay. Yeah, that's how we have to land.
Yeah.
Mm,
And being aware of the tides, current changes. I remember a while back I had this magnificent down tide paddle outwards. I was going really quick, and then I turned around, the tide had shifted, and I had
yes.
had a huge, sorry, it was the other way around. I had a big current going out,
Okay.
thinking, oh, this is going to be good, I'm going to have a big tailwind
Right.
home, so to speak, but
I see.
no, it had shifted.
It
and
just shifted. Yeah,
I had
that's
it
why.
both ways.
That's an interesting part.
Yeah, yes.
And it's even more interesting if you watch guys like a Kailini, is his name? Yeah. When they get out on the surf on these things. So I'm sure this is what you're working toward. Yeah.
We
So-
wanted to. Yeah.
So a good friend of mine in New Zealand, I'll give her a shout out, Annabelle Anderson. Hopefully she'll be passing through Singapore sometime. So we'll bring her in and hopefully we can hook up and have a session. I know she's, I don't follow the sport so closely, but I know she does very, very well on the world circuit. So when she's passing by, I'll let you know, and hopefully we can get out on the water and I can swim behind you guys.
No, we'll be up. Yeah, we have a boat. It's a
Okay.
four-man boat. It's like
Yeah.
a dragon boat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
okay.
stand-up dragon boat.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, you can try out. It's good for the pro racers and for teams.
Right.
Yeah,
So that's a stand-up paddleboard. That's how long is it?
it's like 22.
22 foot.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's like a dragon boat, but it's
Yeah.
for four-man.
It would take a lot of coordination from a balance point of view.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot. So it's very good for team.
Very good
Very
team
good
building
team,
as
yes.
well, right?
We have also the 8-man boat.
Wow.
Yeah,
My goodness.
for
And can you put that in the pool?
no, it's too long.
Okay.
It's already covered half on
Okay.
the length, 50 meters.
Wow.
So the team would have to be certified okay at swimming.
Yeah. We
Okay.
have to exercise first,
Yeah.
and we will
Okay.
really do it in ocean or reservoirs.
Right.
Multi-day team
Reservoirs
event.
will be perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pool first as individuals and then go out and
Yeah,
see if
yeah,
you can do a team one.
It's a good challenge.
Yeah.
For it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
So being coaches, we think of evil ways of training people to get stronger.
Yeah.
I always thought for the stand-up paddleboarders, it would be a great idea to tow off their attachment for their leg rope to actually tow a buoy,
Mm.
create resistance.
It's hard to do now in Singapore because of the strict regulations from NBA. Because we have to. It's compulsory to follow the leash. We want to.
No,
put the leash.
you mean tow. So what Michael means, is, and this is common in kayaking and canoeing.
Yeah.
Yep.
What you do is you have some sort of drag parachute.
Yeah, just below.
So,
Ah.
yeah. So
Off-
if you
off
tie
the
it off
board.
the back of the board,
Off the board,
you're allowed to pull along a buoy like
Oh, yeah,
a can.
Yes.
An orange buoy
yeah,
or something.
Yeah, but or a parachute. Just create resistance.
We put a pill.
Ah,
Oh, really?
pale. There you go.
There we go.
Just
Oh,
tie
that's
and put a
nasty.
pill.
Yeah.
So.
So they're already onto that.
I shared my secret.
Yeah, secret training. You also paddle uphill, right? Where's your uphill paddle? No uphill paddle course.
Evil Coach Hardi.
No. I
So-
learned from you guys.
Yeah, the parallel to that for us in the pool, when we've got folks that they're at the right level of technique to be able to load from a strength point of view, we would start using tying their feet up using pull band. You love that, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's
how I suffered before.
Cotton t-shirts are good because your buoyancy just becomes horrible,
Right.
and it makes it super hard. So doing a set with just some simple things like that are very effective for building strength.
Right.
Another interesting one that they do in the pool is they tie like an elastic cord around the swimmer,
Right.
and they swim, and you got to try to fight the elastic band type thing.
So
And-
it's anchored on the end of the pole.
yeah,
Yeah.
or the coach holds it on the end of the pole,
Yeah.
fighting resistance. So you could technically do that with your sport as well, as you have someone with either on the board or around them,
Right.
and you hold them on the beach, and they're pulling against you
Ooh.
to try. So that's another way of adding resistance without having them
Cool.
Yeah.
out in the ocean with a pail.
Careful, guys. It's not my idea. Yes.
What we find is that any flaws in the technique soon become apparent once
Yes.
you load people up like that.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's something to be done occasionally, but you know, people never remember easy training sessions.
Yes.
They always remember the time. Same
I
with,
did. From you guys. It's memories.
yeah, it's the
The
same.
pain.
It's the same with races.
Yeah.
People never remember easy races.
Yeah.
They only remember the tough ones.
That's a tough one. You guys are tough. That's why I remember. But it's good.
Do what I said. Don't do what I do.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So it sounds as though you've got a lot of good momentum going and
Yes.
a great following. We'd love to get involved with the strength training.
Yeah.
Look at doing.
I reckon an end of season
Yep.
party with Tri-Edge where we can be at the beach, bring down a whole bunch of paddleboards, and
Yes.
we have like a fun event. Yeah, we can come up with something really fun to keep it
Fun.
interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is what makes triathlon and makes this sport
Yes.
so much
Yeah.
fun, is when it's not always about a big challenge or a half Ironman event.
Yeah.
Because you're using your skills to just have a good time with people.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
what I think we should be doing the sport for.
Yeah, definitely. And I reckon the December-January window for
Right.
us
Yeah.
is pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, the sea conditions on the east are not too bad
Not too
around
bad,
that
yes,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be good.
it tends
Yeah.
to be a bit flatter, so I think that one's got
The wind
wheels.
conditions good,
That
yeah.
one's got wheels.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds
that's
good.
great.
Cool.
Well, it's been very nice having
Thank
you in here today,
Yeah,
and
thank you guys.
hopefully you're able to send me some of the cool footage that
Yes.
you've got with
I'll show you guys
with your drone, and yeah, we'll get that up on this clip as well.
Yeah.
If people want to reach out to you, what's the best way of doing that?
You can either reach out to me at my Facebook, InForma.
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 Yep.
It's INFORMA. Or in Instagram. We are very active in that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you can
So-
just give me a call.
Yeah.
And book,
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's all right. If you go to Informa or message us afterward to Trage, we can hand out his number.
Hardi's link will be on our Facebook
Yep.
when we release this. So yeah, that's great.
Awesome.
Well, looking forward to seeing, keeping abreast of what you're doing,
Sure.
and also linking up with you a little later on the year.
Yes,
So,
yes, guys, like that.
all right, fantastic.
Looking
Thank you
forward.
very much,
Okay.
Hardi.
Thank you.
Cheers, and
From us.
it's over and out from us.
Yes.